Okay, so hi. I'm Wilma Fingerdoo, and this is the Fingerdoo Review. Well, it was week 6 on RuPaul's Drag Race, and those girls are getting closer to a slap than they've ever been before. I'm serious. After they said goodbye to Kenya, Milan admitted that she felt her Diana Ross from last week was misunderstood. Is she serious? Directions are misunderstood. Her Miss Ross was misinterpreted. I'm so serious. She says she likes to teeter-totter in the boy world. I think she should think about teeter-tottering in reality and see how she likes that first. Baby steps is what I'm saying, Milan. Seriously. Okay, so it was discussed whether William's tears on last week's runway were real or not. She said she wasn't acting, which I have to say I believe. Because, well, am I seriously the only person who's seen Blubberella? Not that I'm saying you should. It's just a great reference point is all I'm saying. So then, it was on to the mini challenge. A good old-fashioned spring break wet t-shirt contest. For the most part, everyone did well, but the standouts were Fifi and Wilma. Fifi stood out because her tits went one way and her hair went another. I'm serious. That girl didn't just fall apart. She exploded. It wasn't pretty is what I'm saying. Wilma stood out, well, because she was the biggest slut of the bunch. Of course she was. She had to be good at something, for God's sakes, as opposed to running off her mouth only. So, of course, she won. Just like she predicted. I hate it when a smug bitch is right, don't you? Then it was on to the main challenge, to decorate a pride float and create a costume in a color from the original pride flag. The theme of the parade was supposed to be Hope Floats, but in some of these cases it looked like Hope put on a pair of cement shoes and jumped into the bay. I'm so serious. Like Jiggly's orange float. Her theme was kind of hard to figure out for everyone, including her. It seemed to me that her idea was just to glue as much crap on her float as possible. It was kind of hard to tell because when she did try to explain it, her mouth wandered through the hallways of her mind so bad, looking for an answer, that she seemed to forget the original question herself. In fact, the best line of the night goes to Judge Billy B, who said to Jiggly, "You wanted to give your boat some class. It looks like third class." Sucks to be you, Jiggly. I'm just saying, try harder is all. That's all. And Milan. She just didn't get it. She lives in that strange actor's world where she's hungry enough to do anything for money except admit she's a working drag queen instead of an out-of-work actor. She has her own tastes and her own styles, and she just won't be told. Her yellow float is one of the ones that jumped into the bay, and it dragged her along with it, pun intended. So, it was on to the runway and the judging, which I almost missed because I passed out a little from seeing all those half-naked sailors. That was so sexy. I'm so serious. But hearing Dita Ritz admit that she pees on the runway brought me back to reality. I'm serious. I have to admit, though, I pee sometimes, too. But only when there's sudden loud noises. I get scared is what I'm saying. I'm serious. And whoever's editing this show needs to win an Emmy. I'm so serious. I thought it was a hoot the way they edited Fifi's judgy looks into the various conversations because it made her look like an even bigger bitch than I already think she is. So I, of course, loved it. I know, I'm so bad, eh? Anyway, when all the ships had docked, it was Wilma who won. Again. I know it hurts me as much to say it as it did for you to hear it. I'm so serious. Of course, Latrice Royale, who I love, was totally robbed. Whose hair was and makeup was better than hers? Nobody's. It was those goth lesbian hiking boots that held her back. Don't no one let her wear them again. I'm so serious. And this week's lip syncers, third time's the charm, Milan and Jiggly Caliente. Or as I like to call them, crazy versus lazy. Jiggly's the lazy one. Oh, so sorry. And she still beat Milan. I'll tell you why. Milan whipped off her wig again. Even Michelle Visage said she better not do it. And she did. And before that yellow nylon puffball could hit the floor, Milan sashayed away. 7 queens are left. Who's next to go? I say Jiggly. How about you? Tune into the next episode of RuPaul's Drag Race on Out TV in Canada and Logo in the States. Then come back and see me and we'll compare notes. I'm Wilma Fingerdoo with the Fingerdoo Review. Till next time, mwah!